Joseph from Seventh Day Slumber. Kind of get your testimony. I heard something at the City Fest one time, and it really touched my heart. And since then, I've always wanted to just get your testimony.
He continues to use this band all across this nation on this tour. Without any further ado, would you welcome to the platform Seventh Day Slumber.
Testimony actually is kind of all over the place. You know, I've struggled before I knew the Lord, and then I've struggled even after. You know, I gave my life to Jesus, man. I grew up with a mother who loved me, you know, but she didn't go to church or anything like that. She believed in God, and she would tell me about God, but she didn't make sure that I went to church every Sunday or anything like that. My father used to beat my mother. And my only memories of my father were of him beating her. You know, I was 3.5 years old the last time I saw my father growing up, and he was on top of my mother beating her bloody. And, you know, it was real rough growing up. He was arrested right in front of us. I never saw him again until a lot later on in life. And so I started dabbling in a lot of bad stuff at an early age, man. I broke into my first house when I was 9 years old. By the age of 12, I was thinking about suicide and dabbling in drugs. By the age of 14, I tried my first line of cocaine, you know, and I've been in and out of jails and institutions since I was a kid. I'm a 4-time convicted felon, and my last time down, I was looking at 10 years in federal prison, and I just didn't believe in God. My mom, when I was 18, she was looking for help for me so bad that some lady took her to like a non-denominational church, like a charismatic church, and cause she was raised Catholic. But so she went to that church, and she ended up like giving everything to Jesus. And she would come and tell me that he could change my life, and I told her that there's no God, and even if there was, what would he want with a worthless drug addict like me? But she would tell me that God doesn't see that when he looks at me, that he sees the apple of his eye, that he sees his son that he loves. And anyway, my mother ended up filing bankruptcy because of my drug addiction. It spiraled out of control to at least $400 worth of dope a day that I was using. And I was robbing and stealing and stole from my own mom to get high. And I came to the point where I was done hurting her, and I decided to commit suicide. My mother wasn't supposed to be home, and I had taken a lethal dose of drugs to stop my heart, and she walked in, and I had a heart attack in front of her at the age of 22, and she was screaming and crying out to God. I remember, you know, the paramedics came and they put me in the back of this ambulance after wiring me up with all this tubes and stuff to stabilize my breathing and stabilize my heart rate and all that. And anyway, and in that back of that ambulance, I felt the power of God. And I gave my life to Jesus in the back of that ambulance. And that was in 1996. And I've been living for the Lord ever since, man. Today I'm a husband who is madly in love with my wife. Been married just about 11 years. Got 3 beautiful kids, 3 sons. And you know, I'm a good husband and a good father. And it's kind of crazy because I didn't really have any positive male role models to look up to. But God had mercy on me, man. And he showed me how to be a good dad and how to be a good husband. So,
praise God.
Yeah.
Praise God. Thank God. Well, I appreciate it.
The part of losing myself in bringing your praise everlasting. Your light will shine on us.
I really enjoyed the show tonight. It was different than the other Christian rock shows that I've been to, because it was more, I really liked how you focused toward the ministry. It was like, it was just really like your main goal is to reach souls. It wasn't about, trying to be famous, or it was about trying to reach souls, and it touched me, and I thought that was very beautiful, and I pray the Lord bless you in your ministry and continue to do what you're doing. God bless you.
Thanks, bro.
Wash you away. The blood of Jesus can wash your pain away. Dear Seventh Day Slumber,